Hello and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, presenting the Minish Cap Randomizer Variety Tournament Semifinals with vs Pikapals Game 1. On tracking today we have Nimbus and Tomatach, and joining me on commentary is Hendris. How are you doing this
There we go. There we go. Hello, I'm doing fine, and you?
Yeah, doing well. So, Myth vs Pikapals. Both of these are veteran runners, having been around, I'm not exactly sure how long Myth has been around, because he's been around longer than I have, and I think longer than most people have.
To answer your question, too long.
Myth has been involved with Rendo ever since there was a Rendo, I think. Pikapals, also not sure. But
He's
also
been there since 21.
Yeah, definitely longer than the first tournament.
And Pikapals actually won the first tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, Myth was here before. Probably the first Rendo.
Yeah,
so,
these
both of these very experienced runners is what all of that boils down to.
Yes. Very great logic reading, very great, really good execution as well.
And execution is the name of the game today, since these settings are going to make them basically full clear.
Yeah.
It's, we have all dungeons, which is always nice for a full clear, but then in addition to that, they also have to find 30 out of 42 figurines and 2 out of 4 elements that are shuffled anyway in the item pool.
Yeah, so we can be here like an hour or 3 hours, depending on...
No, it's not an hour, Seed. There's no way it's an hour. It's all dungeons, reduced item pool. It's not an hour.
Okay, who rolled?
Nimbus did, but...
Okay, yeah, then they're not.
This is, it's not going to be below 2 hours. It's probably not below 2:30. Right? A full clear is 2:45. So...
Yeah, we're going to
these
be
guys.
Here a while. That's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fine. But yeah, reduced item pool means that both of them will have a max total of 10 hearts.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually ended up finding 10 hearts. But yeah, there's not more than that. And there's no heart containers, it's all heart pieces.
That early bow makes me immediately think of Acquired Light Arrows.
Yes.
Yes. So,
which is one of the few bounties on the new ban list that started today.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, so the new ban list season started, so whoever gets the required light arrows gets their points.
And there's our first figurine on Cafe Lady.
That's 1 out of 30. Yeah, there's number 2. Seeing it in the Cardiff house. There's a heart piece on 600. If there's something on Waveblade, they're going to be having a bad time.
And more figurines. This one on Julietta's house.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'm
pausing there for a moment, making a note. You do not want to forget about that sort of thing.
Yeah. I've just got the gut feeling of a cane on Waveblade again, or a sword. Yeah. That would not be the first time that would happen. And it certainly won't be the last.
So Waveblade is the Swordmaster that requires you to have 10 hearts, and as we mentioned, there are not more than 10 hearts available in this item pool. So if that has a required item, then they will need to grab every single heart piece.
They've got to be very thorough.
They've got to be thorough anyways, is the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, right, yeah. We do have obscure spots, right?
There is obscure spots. They both already got a blue rupee out of the half.
Yeah. So that brings our total item count up to 480 checks, perhaps?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, no, around 40-ish probably for the obscure spots. I know that you actually counted, and that regular race settings have 440 checks. So 440 different items that are being able to be picked up.
Yeah.
And since the map is fairly fairly small. Yeah,
Like, how many obscure spots are there? There's... About 40 does sound right, but...
yeah. Let's see. Bombs. That brings them out of Sphere Zero. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that
it's
means
not required
it's
items
not required items to get out of Sphere Zero.
for now. There's always Quennel. Remember that.
There is always Quennel.
And with Myth playing the seat, oh yeah, Quennel will be not that nice to him.
I mean, it's required Clever Flames, right?
Yes,
It's AD.
but it's not. It's not the question of if he goes there, but when he goes there.
Sure, but yeah, usually Myth has issues when Clever Flames is non-required dungeon.
Yeah, okay, true.
Anyways, Pikapals taking those bombs to one of the early bench locations in South Harrow Field.
Ooh.
Just a Jabbernet, a figurine, and a piece of heart.
Is that's Seawood access, isn't it?
That is Deepwood access. Bombs and Jabbernet gets you into Deepwood.
Ooh. Oh no! Oh, we've got Myth here. He's so gonna do Matter Pillar. Oh yeah.
I don't know if he will. Like, you'll find a sword before then.
Are you sure about that?
No, not at all.
So, Myth is a
But
very
it's only
experienced
10
racer.
bombs, is the thing.
Yeah, but 10 bombs and 30 arrows.
That 30 arrows is... Like, sure, it matters. Like, yes, you make the Meta Pillar vulnerable with them, but
Yeah, no, it's
not
the
great for damage.
the
As
joke
you
here is
should know.
basically that Myth has a reputation for going into dungeons without swords and doing bosses and mini bosses without swords. And on occasion
Yes.
he burns himself on that a bit. He just slightly burns his toes. There was this one time where he went into Malapilla. He tried to kill it with bombs, he failed, and then he didn't return for like 2 hours, and there was something on Malapilla.
Myth, don't collect all those rupees. You might need them for the art piece on 600.
That's probably just
Things you
muscle
would never
memory.
expect to hear.
Yeah, you might need money here. Usually money is that one thing you don't need in Minish Cap.
Yeah, but now can't be. I mean, you're probably going to find the wallets before you have all the other hard pieces, so you have time to just find rupees on the way. So it's probably not a big deal.
Probably. Well,
But in the off chance that it is, there's no reason to collect all those rupees.
yeah.
Like Myth's wallet was full. There's no reason to collect all those rupees.
Golden Ropes is
Golden
annoying a
Ropes doing what Golden Ropes do.
bit. Yeah.
And Pikapals immediately through the back entrance.
Myth
Off
very.
Myth getting
yeah.
the
Ooh.
to start there first. But if you hadn't already had Deepwood access,
Now's the time, yeah. They don't have access to Lake just yet, so they can't use
no,
those
the
flippers
flippers
to
do
dip
open
into
North
droplets.
Hyrule Field. So I'm not sure you actually want to go into Deepwood right away.
I think I would go there. At least just to get the intel for the big key. If
I
there's
think I'd
the...
leave like Ministries to the south here, go to North Hyrule Field, save before doing Goron Cave, and if that's nothing, reset back to Deepwood.
Huh. Yeah. That's also an option. I don't know, I would dip into Deepwood. Just checking where the boss key is.
And Myth actually doing Ministries from the front.
That's new.
I mean,
He's done... Yeah, he's done the beanstalk.
works this time.
Yeah.
but-
Oh!
Oh,
Okay.
he's going this far.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh!
I have no
London
idea.
pot.
Shh. No. It's not London
Yes.
Pot.
He's setting... Don't set the co-op.
School? Okay. I mean, that's an
Usually
option.
Yeah, I think... So,
But
whatever Nesman usually drinks to get his weird logic going, I think Myth took a sip out of that. Actually, a bit surprised that Myth.
This has to be just Myth saying, I'm like going to do everything.
Before debut.
Like, that's... Yeah, like, trying to be... I don't even know. Is this trying to be efficient about, like, clearing debut in hopefully one trip, or at least getting a sword?
I don't know, and I don't think so.
It's weird.
What's Pikapals getting a sword there?
I mean, that's not too unlikely, right? Like, these checks are in logic. And the sword would put more of the debut checks into logic.
I think he's just really hoping for, like, a Gustia. As dash attack.
Well, that's not what you were looking for, but... I mean, it's...
Oh, you would rather have it than have it not, and...
Sure, but you would also rather have a spin attack than a dash attack, or a sword than either of those.
Yeah.
Like, no swords, no boots is not the time you're happy to find dash attack. So Myth is now at the back entrance of Minish Woods.
Ooh, with the flippers, Myth could just
no, Myth didn't get the flippers. The flippers are in Minish Village. Myth didn't turn Minish.
Yes, but Pikapals didn't use the flippers for the Goldfish Caves so far.
Yes, that, like... But Myth still isn't in a better position to do that, right? Myth still needs to do the Minish Crack south of Minish Village.
Yes.
So... Having done those non-Minish checks just means that Myth doesn't need to go to the... Like... I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Like, like, it definitely means Myth is planning on going into debut. Right?
I guess we're about to find out. If he quick warps here, then he's gonna do Goldfish Caves. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna do the barrel. Nope. Debut.
Just got flippers, you can go around. Why do it?
Because. And now I'm really curious to see how far Myth goes.
Yeah. Pikapals did just do the Muldozer fight with Bow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was out of logic, and he got, I think, rupees for it.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh
and
god.
They don't have a Gustia for Green Shoe, at least not yet. So
they don't. Not yet.
The question is,
do
they do the Meta Pillar?
Can you do Meta Pillar with like 17?
What do we see behind the Meta Pillar?
I think we saw junk behind it.
I mean, they can't get that, but
the Myth is about to find out. Blue Whippy. Yeah, I think it's junk.
Okay. But yeah, they couldn't get there anyways. Okay, Pikapals not even attempting the Meta Pillar.
It's out of logic, so yeah.
It's out of logic and it's not easy. Like, if you haven't practiced strats there, I completely get just
don't do it.
Doing it. You will just waste 5 bombs.
And way too much time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 5 rupees past the Meta Pillar.
So,
Myth, you've got those flippers.
Yeah, we got the flippers in Minish Village, but actually Deepwood just had dash attack.
Myth is, yeah, there we go. Oh, you remember that he's got flippers. Yeah, but Pikapals can go to Northern Minish Village. Northern Minish Woods.
Yeah, no, flippers unlock lots of things. Like, we are not out of checks, it's just... The answer wasn't Deepwood.
Okay. I would have laughed if that would have been a sword.
Pikapals going this way?
Instead
of getting Goron Caves? Oh, it's just doing the... You would still go through North Minish Woods and exit that way to get the closer quick warp, right?
Right.
I mean, like, Pikapals is presumably going to quick warp after this, and then do Goron Cave. So
Myth,
you
what are you
still do
doing?
the same movement, but
Myth,
this
you've got
quick bomb
flippers,
is
you know
just
that.
further away.
He keeps using his muscle memory for from any percent for deep put here.
Hmm?
Myth just regularly forgets that he's got flippers and he does the puzzles for deep put the intended way.
Uh-huh.
No, that's that's a power of muscle memory right there.
Yeah. Though
Yeah,
in vanilla you would have a sword, so...
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just like that one idea from Zelda 1 that the player could have either chosen between like a ranged weapon or a melee weapon at the beginning with the sword, and I think it would have been the boomerang.
So Pikapals back in town. There's the Minish checks mainly. Aside from this one, the well. Okay, this is
There's a sword.
Yeah, there's one in the well and a few in the Minish stuff.
Yeah, he's got
Pikapals.
access to Minish.
Sword gives Swift Blade here. It's
Although he doesn't have access to Fountain just yet.
no, you don't. Also, don't have access to that figurine in Julietta's house, which might make you
Okay, we'll
try
to it.
the later
Myth,
Minish checks.
quick warps. Okay,
Yeah,
Myth also not
like-
bothering.
not with 3 bombs, no. I don't know how many you actually need, but
I don't know.
like maybe 3 bombs is enough if you do it perfectly.
Oh, with remotes, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, with 3 modes, 1 bomb will be sufficient if you spend enough time. Like,
I
and the
guess
number
with-
of arrows to make it vulnerable. But like,
I guess with Pikapals as his opponent. Oh,
Myth
he's
saving
saving.
there instead of like the save means he's doing Goldfish Chaos. But I would have expected it after this chest.
yeah. And welcome to the Reddits from ZSR 2. You're watching the Minish Cap Semifinals.
Minish
Sorry,
Cap
the Minish Cap
Randomizer Variety
Randomizer.
Tournament Semifinals.
Yes.
A few more things.
Ooh, Pikapals dying there. Yikes.
Yeah. I don't actually. What did CSR2 have? Was that a cross keys match?
Don't know. But yeah, Myth is actually doing Goldfish Caves.
I'm
Or just
gonna-
Mask. Ooh. Ah, there's Kakos. Let's see if Pikapals dance the chicken again. Hey, there he goes. Okay, what's cross case?
Yeah. Don't have entrance render in this, so should hopefully be easier to follow than cross keys is.
That depends on...
We are expecting that we are going to see all of the game, basically. They do have to do all dungeons and also find 30 out of 42 figurines and also find 2 out of 4 elements all spread around the world. So,
We'll be here for a while.
basically, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Myth is probably also eyeing that Highway Field. Highway Field? Highway Town. Sorry.
Yeah, it's got like. What else do flippers give you? They do give you Trilby, they do give you the one check on Krenner. They give you the mode, but yeah. So still decent number of things that we have not yet seen. Pikapals going through them basically.
Yeah. Also gonna peek the coin item. It's going to
So
be
has
hard
Myth
that
done anything that Pikapals hasn't? Or has Myth just done some weird route? Like, Myth has done another school, but
there's the board for Pikapals. That's access to lower kernel.
that is access to lower Kren, it's access to that figurine and Town Minish stuff, it's
Myth has
access
also
to a
done
check in a
Courtyard.
fountain if you really want to.
Yeah. Myth did Courtyard, and Myth knows that there's nothing on the their full side piece.
Okay.
I think Myth also peaked Greenhouse, apart in Pikapals didn't, I think.
Yeah.
But
I see a figurine there.
yeah, it's a figurine in the Greenhouse. How unexpected.
There's our first element.
Element
The
1.
Earth element in the mold.
How many do we need for the pedestal? 2, right?
2 out of 4. So,
Okay.
like, yeah.
Just one more.
2 out of 4 is actually, like, maybe they won't have to full clear. I don't know. They would definitely be full clearing until they get Go mode, but they might actually get to Go mode a dungeon or 2.
Myth now also with his sword. Let's see where he goes first.
Yeah, Swiftblade as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's been a couple instances where Swiftblade 1 had the green sword and Swiftblade 2 had the red sword.
I mean, in that case, Smith would still need a spin, since we haven't seen one yet, so...
Yes. But Pikapals is going up Colonel.
Yes. How many other options are there? Is this a meta play or is it just the best play? I think it's just the best play, right?
It's the best play. Well, it's either Colonel or it's Fountain.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Fountain.
What? Fountain isn't great. Fountain is a great early play because no one expects it.
Yeah. If you had a grip ring or something, I might agree with you, just so, like, if you do end up doing the Midnight Climb, I like having done Fountain before that. Right?
Yeah.
But they neither have a grip ring nor a way to break the pots on that path. So I think just doing lower Crenel first is probably just better.
Yeah. Before grip ring and beam scroll.
Yeah, just
Although no, that
grip ring and another
work.
bow and lower Crenel.
Yeah, grip ring and another bow. There we go. Not the beam. Because the
I mean,
beam
if
can't-
that is what the seed is giving you, then you just do the vanilla climb because the seed is telling you, hey, do the vanilla climb, right?
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, but also going to pick up his first element here.
Yeah.
And luckily for us, Smith actually has a handy map tracker on his stream layout. So
well,
we can
you say
exactly
us.
see... Oh,
I'm seeing the
right.
same view as the restream.
Oh,
So it's just you
Sucks for
who
you.
has like element
aha,
trackers.
I have the intel.
Yes.
But yeah, Myth is basically just missing Toby and a few things here and then down. That being Minish checks.
Yeah, Minish checks has been to the well. Has not been to Fountain, obviously. That's Minish checks. but,
There's the scroll.
Also, the
in-
bottle is in the next chest. Myth is going to do so.
Yeah.
until then. Okay,
That's
that's the
the attack.
spin. Doesn't help right now, but it's going to help once they get a red sword.
Yeah, once they have one. In the
I
off
mean,
chance.
it will happen eventually.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if, only when. And we've had a couple seeds where the red sword was hidden really, really well.
I mean, it's not fun if it's right on the way, in a sense.
Myth is taking the water here. Oh, he's doing fountain, is he?
No, he's just using the water.
Come on, Myth, go for fountain.
Like, he's just using the water to free up his bottle once he waters the bean and crown.
Aha! Look where he's going. Using at least the Minish checks.
Did Myth? No, Myth has not watered the... Oh.
Eh?
Yeah, no, why do you do this without putting out the fireplace in Romer's house?
But he put out the wrong fire.
No, I mean, putting out that fire is fine, right? But then you fill your bottle and put out the other fireplace.
And then
the you do this.
Yeah. Oh no.
Like, I was expecting Myth to only put out the fireplace and not go there right now, because that's a thing that Myth does. But Myth did make a note of the figurine on Julietta's house.
Yes.
But apparently he still forgot. Like, this doesn't make sense otherwise, right?
Myth is putting an Esmond here.
Yeah, we did see a mushroom on Pikapal's side, that's right. That was in the Fairy Ruby Cave at the bottom of Grand, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's something that they still have to turn in.
Well, maybe Myth is also just saying, well, I can grab that figurine with a cane later. That would make some sense. If he now goes and puts out the fire. Like, figurines don't matter until you're in go mode, right? And
yeah, right.
if you're in go mode, you have a cane.
But you know Myth. We all know Myth. He's gonna prolong Quennel for a bit, and that's going to bite him in the butt again. We all know how it goes.
If grabbing this water is going to put out the fire and then... No? It's just doing silence?
Let's do something first.
Yeah,
as you do.
Put out the fire, then save. Like, I get putting out the fire, like patting out the fire early is the same logic as doing it for the fun, right? You free up your bottle so that you can keep a fairy in it.
Yes.
So, I guess Myth, like, might be saying, well, I just find 30 other figurines anyways on the way. I won't need them. Okay then! Putting off Krenner.
That worked.
That's leg access. I think that's the big one, right? It's leg access. It's drop
Yes,
hits.
that's the big one.
Like, there's 2 checks here in town. Is it 2? It's the Bear and Swiftbite? Yeah, it's just those 2, right?
I think so, yeah.
And other checks unlocked by the cape. Heartpiece and Fountain. Yeah, so it's actually 3 checks in town. Not that we know what the Heartpiece and Fountain is. And not that they want to go there without a cane.
Yeah, that also means that Myth has access to Downhouse and the Lantern.
Well, Droplets
Oh,
just turned into from a good play to a great play?
Yep, absolutely. This is the seed telling you, okay, go to Droplets now.
Yeah, no, this is...
Do it now.
Oh. Now watch this be something else, taking you away from Droplets.
Yeah, watch this be...
Like a gust shot. Oh. I mean, it can't be a gust shot. How would you do Blue Chew before it if it is a gust shot? Taking that lantern to Grimblade instead of going for Droplets, okay. Being thorough again.
Yeah.
I mean, it paid off, right? For the cape.
Yep.
Although, saying that, Pikapals is about to get the cape as well.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
Having done, like, all they can on Krenner.
Very relentless.
So I don't know if Myth is just losing time here somewhere, or if...
Somewhere, somehow. I don't know.
Like, it feels that way, right? It felt that way earlier, when... Yeah, Myth had done, like, Under the School and Courtyard over Pikapals, but it still felt like it fallen behind more than that.
Yeah, it's It's weird. Like, Myth is being more thorough, but Pikapals also very thorough, and for some reason Pikapals not has less issues.
You can't not be thorough in these settings, but
exactly.
there's a very different kind of just like being thorough or going for the slowest out of the way checks instead of the more obvious plays. And it feels like that's what Myth is doing, right? Myth is avoiding some of the more obvious planes in some favor of some slower ones. And I don't know why Myth is doing that. Like, does he think he has enough execution advantage to make up going for the slow checks early, and like Pikapals will go there eventually anyway, so it's fine? Or is it like, is it Myth saying I don't lose unless Pikapals gambles these and succeeds on it, so I'm doing them just to prevent that?
That's anyone's guess, I suppose.
That's my best theory for why Myth would be doing that, but I'm not sure if that's actually his reason. So yeah, if anyone in chat has any ideas for why Myth is like, there are runners where we wouldn't try to figure out what they are thinking. But Myth is not usually one of them.
Usually Myth is very...
yeah, maybe Myth is just avoiding crap.
Yeah, sorry. He's thank you. He's usually very methodical with his writing. Is methodical the right word? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, did go to droplets, so... So yeah, droplets. If you are familiar with like the weeklies, you know that there is like rupee powers and droplets that have a good number of checks. Obscure Sports adds a few more. Like a bunch of checks underwater on the left side here. So we will see Myth just taking the flippers up this part.
And going ham.
Yeah, going like basically to the underwater pod, except there's a bunch more underwater items on the way. Which first one just had a figurine.
Usually that's a bit more than just one figurine. Come on, droplets. Don't be that way. Okay, that's 3 small keys.
A lot of small keys. I mean, we have the land and like all the small keys are going to be accessible.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, bunch of small keys over there. So 4 hearts and okay, Myth is doing the second ice block. And this is the sort of play why I did, like earlier when like people were saying, yeah, Myth is not just going for the slow plays, he's just avoiding Krana. Well, this is a slower, like, I guess this is not really that slow. What's the grip ring? Do you keep going with this low health? Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Like, going to Krana now is an alternative. I don't know if it's a good one. I think because you don't have a cane yet, it's probably better to stick around to the rest of droplets.
Yeah, kinda.
See what else is here. But yeah, gripping, bunch more checks on Krenel, and definitely means that Myth putting off Krenel paid off.
This time?
Yes.
The issue here is that this is gonna boost his confidence a lot. So he'll gonna fall on his nose the next time he races.
I mean, the next time he raises, at least that we might see, is going to be Fire Rod, right?
Right.
Game 2 of this best of 3 has a very different. So the way the settings are determined, we didn't actually touch on that yet, is a combination of some random choices and draft by the players.
Yeah.
And it's different for each game in the series. So this is the best of 3. They drafted these settings for game 1. They have already drafted their settings for game 2, and they look very different.
Oh yeah.
Where this is full clear, that one's
special. That's the right word.
yeah. It's going to be very fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
It also looks like settings where they're going to try to set a new record time for the fastest finish in the tournament.
Yes.
And probably will succeed at that. And we had a sub 1 hour finish in the other semifinal, game 1. So you know.
Yeah. You know, I know. Ah, dear. Let's see. Yeah, they're actually both in the Dark Maze. Yes, so sub-hour finish, it just depends on the settings. With regular race settings,
it's not going to happen in these settings, but that other game 1 semifinals game 1 as well as the game 2 of this series were open DHC, or will be for the second game of the series, obviously. So you just need the items to beat Vati and go to Vati. And then game 2 of these settings of this match series, will include Fire Rod as well, which further reduces what you need by not making things such as the DHC big key or any keys required. But yeah, like in those kinds of settings, you can finish that 1 hour. In this game, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
They need to do all dungeons, and that's that already means we're not getting a sub 1 hour finish, basically.
Yeah.
Like, what's Myth's New Game Plus time?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Like
couldn't
that's
tell ya.
Myth does run New Game Plus or dungeons. Basically, you start with all the items and just have to go through all dungeons.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what sub 1 hour, but I don't think it is.
No clue. I can't tell you.
Yeah, Meshi, we didn't put open DHC in any of the early rounds except Bingo, because it feels a bit too swingy sometimes, most of the time. Which, like, countering that, we saw a very close game in the game 1 of the other semifinal. So,
yeah.
it was still, like, yeah, it just happened to be that when Brenner found the things they needed, right?
Mm.
And it's fun sometimes, but in a best of 1 it's also really frustrating to lose to that. In a best of 3 you can balance it out better.
It's a lot more fun.
No, it's
that way.
no. Like, I guess Fire Rod. I forgot about Fire Rod for the. What? No, no, Tomasz, I was asking about his New Game Plus Or dungeons time. Yeah, I know it's not on speedrun.com. But yeah, like, that would be the kind of thing where you would know, like, how long do all the dungeons take, ignoring the time spent on finding the items, which isn't fair either, right? Because they do actually need to find all those items. And
there's one more figurine.
yeah, they do keep finding figurines pretty regularly, and I'm not sure how much of an issue those will be.
I doubt it's going to be an issue.
It might be, right? If they just, like, if the seed is nice and you find all the items early, then figurines become the thing that makes you still clear. Whereas if the seed is not nice, then you will just find the figurines on the way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, figurines are an issue if there's few extra. And otherwise, you can't, like... But if it's like, if this was like... No... Yeah, with AD it's not going to be an issue. If it's not AD, if it's like a 3-element or 3-dungeon kind of thing, like elements are shuffled in this, but... Well, then this amount of figurines might also be a limiting factor. But, like, without Plentiful, just finding the items, you will probably find enough figurines on the way.
Yeah. Just... yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, so they both found myths, and... Didn't really mention that, but...
Yeah,
hey, they have
where were
myths.
they? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, me neither.
Where were they? God dang it. Chat, where were myths?
Shrek hasn't paid
even
attention
better.
either.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Okay,
green
they
sword
were
and
somewhere.
green sword Swiftblade, okay.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
So they took that sword out, what's the sword? The sword was over in Lake, right?
Yeah, I think. As Call of Metal.
Yep.
That gives one figurine more.
Yeah, Myth has already been there, right? Oh, right, sword was back of London. No?
Looks like, yeah, Myth has already been to Call of.
Oh, no, okay. Got the medal and didn't go there.
Oh, okay.
Well...
Myth.
That, I guess, makes 2 known figurines in town that Myth just didn't bother picking up.
Yep.
I mean, Myth is likely to go back to Figurine House. I don't know about Julieta's. I really don't.
I think Juliet
If that had been on his
also
mind, he would
figurine-
have at least put out the fire.
Yeah. Maybe he's just hoping to not have to go there out of his way to get those.
Yeah. Like, I get not grabbing it at that time for that reason. That makes a lot of sense. Like, grabbing it with the cane isn't too slow later. But...
What's he doing? Oh, right, those. Another figurine. There we go. And Myth still has the entirety of Chrono to do.
Yes, and Myth will do his first trip to Crown with a grip ring. But Pikapals has already done Lower Crown. And some of, like, the 2 checks on Upper Crown that you can get without a grip ring. Okay. So it's just going to...
Yeah. Ooh! Element number 2!
Yeah, that's also an easy-ish spot to find, so...
Yeah.
Elements, definitely not an issue this seed. Not that you would expect them to be, with, like, having to find half of them.
Mm.
But having them this early in the bag is nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, is Myth going to go to Krell now, or is there something else that he can do to put that off?
I think he almost has to go to Colonel. Because there's not that much more left that he can actually, you know, procrastinate with. Procrastinating the right word here? Yeah, it probably is.
There's the Northway for Sticking Cave. Could go into Fountain.
Huh. Right, you can get to Fountain.
I don't hate it. You do have a path exit, like...
Yeah.
Oh, Myth did Northway for Sticking already? Okay.
Okay.
Shows how much attention we were paying.
None.
Yeah. But this... Okay, it's...
fine.
And it's a cane on the beanstalk. Hey, that's Cave of Flames.
Right, that's a very convenient one.
It's also Melari's Mines. Which they could have accessed the slow way, but it's fast access to Melari's Mines. Which obscure spots means that's a lot of checks. But yeah, you just go to Cave of Flames now, right?
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Myth has Cape. Well, Pikapals has also Cape.
Yeah, they
could
both got Cape.
They can just full cling
They
and
both
get that
got
first
sword,
element.
they both got cane, they both got bombs. Do you need anything else?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it's it's all dungeons, you need to do Clear Rock. The only reason not to do it now would be if you were trying to maybe go load it. But since it's accessible this early, that feels wrong. It's too likely that there's just something in there, and it's going to be somewhat on the way. 2 Smokies early does mean that Gombo might be able to skip the front. Is there ever a world where Myth does that? I don't think Pikapals is going to, but Myth is the sort of player who might go to the back first, get to the red warp, and if you found the boss key by then you just do Clear Rock and
Be
probably
done
do
with
the
it,
basement,
yeah.
but might leave the
dear.
front. Because this front part is probably the slowest part of Cave of Flames, right? If you have the cape for the basement. And that still doesn't make it slow in absolute terms, so it's probably... yeah, this is slow, but you get 4 checks for it. But if you clear the dungeon and there's map or compass or even both here... Well, with no ocarina it's... I would do
Yeah.
it, but... Is there a world where Myth doesn't?
I think Myth would not go and full clear, knowing Myth, he's gonna skip the first half of Cave of Flames either way. Because he is like that.
He is like that, isn't he? He's going to do it.
Yeah,
There's the
he's
answer. There's the big
yeah.
key, so he's going to
Yeah.
do it.
absolutely.
Whether he does it at the start or after the big lava basement is the only remaining question.
Yes. uh,
Game, why do you have to make the fun strats impossible?
dang it, game.
But yeah, for now, Myth still needs to climb up to the beanstalk before he has a chance to contemplate all of that. Since that is where the cane is. And there's Boots.
Hey. Yeah, that's going to be helpful.
It's nice. In terms of checks unlocked, it's still not that big a deal compared to the cane that we got earlier.
Yeah, then we need to have. We need to get the pointy thing, the stabby thing, the
Sword?
sword to make use of the boots and caster. But they do have the cape.
I mean, yeah, they can't. Yeah, like the boots don't matter for that. Boots matter for 2 checks in London, 2 checks in Courtyard, 1 check on Swiftblade, 1 check on South Harrow Field.
Has Pikapals gone through Malari's mines?
No,
Oh.
it makes sense. You do Cave Flames first to do Malari while you're in Mirai's Mines, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
Like, it's all dungeons. You need to do this dungeon. So, this order makes sense. There's nothing that will make Cave Flames faster. Except maybe go modding it. Which, with where the big key is, doesn't even make it much faster. Yeah, there's Myth picking up the cane. It's about a full Cave Flames behind, like, if we include the time that it will still take Myth to get there.
Yeah, and what is Myth did a little bit more in?
Myth did a little bit more various checks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's going to matter that much. Like, okay, Myth is at 3 more figurines than Pikapals.
Yeah,
And I don't know how many of the ones Pikapals has were in Cave Flames. But it is still all dungeons. So figurines are not likely to become the limiting factor.
Yeah.
Myth did find an extra element, but again, there's still 2 extras, and also it's an easy enough check for Pikapals to grab. I don't know. It depends a lot on how nice the seed is and how much
Yeah.
Pikapals will have to go back to those lower checks, right? But if the seed is nice, Myth will have put himself in a worse position by doing it. I feel
Yeah.
like.
But since this is TMCR, the seed is not going to be nice, so Myth will be fine.
Fair.
That's how it works, right? Yeah, that's
Since
how it
the seed
works.
can be nice and then still screw a runner by being nice.
Huh, yeah, you got a point there. Oh.
Yeah, you can always miss that one check that you need, and that is the thing that Myth is ensuring himself again.
Yeah.
Which is the sort of thing you do if you're playing against someone with weaker execution. And I don't think Pikapals' execution is weak enough for Myth to be doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I don't think Myth has enough of an execution advantage to consistently go for those slow checks. Instead of just going for the more obvious plays and saying that your opponent will do those too, right? And then if you actually end up missing that one thing, then it's time to do the slow checks and hope that you do the correct one before your opponent does. But doing all of them is never faster than that, right?
Right. Oh, this is going to be a mess again, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
So yeah, Glurk down from Pikapals. So that is a dungeon done, and since Shuffle Element is on, we do have 2 items on this boss, and then another on Melari, locked behind it, so... Glurk, the boss with the most items behind it, I guess?
If you don't count, what's his face? Green Shoe and Belawi's area, yeah.
Well, no, they got bombs early. So
Yes,
no,
but
it doesn't count.
You know what I mean.
If you don't have bombs, then yes, but they got bombs way before Gastra. And Myth is going into Melari's mines first here. So yeah, there's all these sting checks. But you do also get Melari after Glurk. So you would have to come back here at that time. Is there one figurine and a piece of heart? Or was it just a piece of heart?
I think it was just a piece of heart.
Very disappointing Melari's mines either way.
Yeah.
So what else do they have? They have the cane, so that's a few checks in town, a few checks in Southway Forts.
Yeah, the forts, town.
They got boots, so that's a few checks. Like
That's
in
a bit
Lake,
more...
Southway Field, town, and courtyard.
yeah, I did.
Well, to access Percy, they still need a red sword, right? If they had a red sword, we wouldn't be worrying about checks, they would be going to Western Woods. But they don't have a red sword yet.
So, if I were a red sword, where would I be?
Myth did not do the front, right?
No, that's why he's doing that. Oh, yeah. No, he did not do the front.
Or did Myth do the front and then Quick Warp and do Melari's mines? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. So we don't know whether Myth is still missing the big key, but I think he is. So yeah, this is the play that we were contemplating earlier, right? Where
I think... never mind. Yeah, then never mind.
and we know the big key is in the front half, so Myth will have to go there if he hasn't, but
Yeah.
since both small keys were on the rupees, you can't just go to the red warp first. And if you find the big key on the way, great. You don't need to do that slow part to get to the front half. If you're gambling that there's nothing there. Which... It's reduced item pool, it's figurine hunt. Figurine hunt probably matters less than reduced item pool for that consideration. Like, if there's something on wave blade, you really don't want to skip anything. In case there's a hard piece there.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty low chance. But Myth has been playing the way that he does not want to take those fringe risks.
Yeah, it's going to be chaotic again. I can already feel it.
So yeah, Pikapals taking that cane to town to do the school checks. There's one on the rooftop here, there's one that they can get in the garden path. And then there's one out of the 4 checks behind the force out there that's visible, so you can also scout that.
Yeah.
At this time. What else? Cane makes fun a reasonable play now. You can actually get all of the checks there.
Yeah, right.
And welcome to the Raiders from ZSR 4. I think that was the Skyward Sword Randomizer weekly. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Oh, we just saw fun. Yeah, good thing we are paying attention, right, Hendros?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm watching the stream, but I'm not just. I don't know. I'm just watching the colors happen.
There was a gust shot on School Garden HP. Okay, thanks for pointing that out.
Oh,
gust shot behind Foresight.
Ooh. Well, at least they know where it is.
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of nice. Gust shot doesn't unlock that much stuff, but some of the things that it does lock are things that you want to avoid, right? Like
that also means that there might be something deeper in not droplets.
They've been to Deepwood. Yeah, they've been to Deepwood, and
they have left.
The only thing is that they went there before the lantern. So if there's something in Deepwood upstairs that locks the force out, that's terrible.
It's either upstairs, it's the mana pillar, or it's the basement. Not the Deepwood's basement chest, but the basement east.
Right. The pot spit chest.
Yes, the one they can hop over with the kid.
Those 3 in Deepwood they could get right now that they haven't seen. Everything else is gust locked.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. You know how this heat goes. Yes, this is TMCR. There's gonna be there's gonna be something there. And there's actually a score for Pikapals.
Yeah, this is down thrust. Myth got that.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fine. Point taken.
But yeah. So Gacha is locked there. We're missing a lot of kinstones still. We're missing a lot of swords. Well, a decent number of swords. And then we're still missing figurines. But yeah, what do you think is going to be next? Are we going to see Red Sword soon? Is it going to be something like a Wave Force Kinston first?
I don't know.
I think that's the only other thing that really unlocks a lot of checks right now. Or... like, Ocarina unlocks checks.
What about... oh, never mind, they don't have the Red Sword for that.
Yeah, like...
I think Pikapals picked up the Tingle Trophy in Wave Falls. So we
like,
have
Power
to
Braces
see that.
unlock a check, but I think we've seen it and it was nothing.
Actually, do we have pet items? We don't, do we?
No. It's regular DHC.
Oh.
Why would we have pet items?
I don't know.
That's not how that works.
Would have been extremely funny though. Yeah, right. Yeah, 2-element pad. Right, that's the thing.
Yeah, we need 2 elements, 30 figurines, and all dungeons to open the pedestal. No pet items.
No, it's. I've been playing this game for like 2 years, perhaps. 1.5, 2 years. I don't know.
Hey,
And
it's a
there's
Wayfall's
Wayfall's
Kinstone!
And I still don't know jack all. But yeah, that opens up Cloudtops.
Yeah, that opens up Wayfalls checks a lot and Cloudtops checks a lot. Don't want to try counting how many checks that is. But Upper Wayfall specifically, the one cave has a lot of checks in one place. There's also a few around there, like there's the waterfall, there's the chest upstairs, there's the obscure spot upstairs, there's the obscure spots on the middle level. There's obscure spots on Cloudtops, there's non-obscure spots on Cloudtops. Like the Wayfall's Kinstone gives you access to a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm expecting 2 Kinstones and a sword. Out of all of that. Plus some number of harpies and figurines, but you know. What do you think? Anything else there? How much is it going to be? 37 in Northern Wayfalls and Cloudtops, okay. That's locked by the Kinstone that they can access right now, so not counting the blue sword locked chest, but all the non-Kinstone locked ones. Yeah. We did not say happy 1 hour mark yet, no. But
I think there's 25 in Wayfalls. And I don't know about Cloudtops. I'm counting the obscure spots here.
yeah, 12 on Cloudtops sounds about right. But I also haven't counted them.
Yeah. I just look at the tracker and just do as the marker guides. That's also why I'm so rubbish with obscure spots and Cloudtops. I can never recall where exactly they are.
Yeah, most of them are somewhat easy to remember, but
Yeah, no, I'm just rubbish.
I mean it's not. Yeah, like most of them are in the corners. It's just, is it the furthest corner from where you can be? Not always, right?
Yeah.
It's like the first few that you do are in like the far corners, and then suddenly switches it up for the last 2. If you are new in the, interested in trying the randomizer for yourself, do just join our Discord. You will find installation guide, of FAQ, and a lot of people willing to help you if you still have questions after that. So that's probably the best way to start.
Yeah. It's a great game. It's a very chaotic game. It's fun.
Yes. It's like if you start out, you're probably not going to be quite this fast. Like we are expecting these guys to finish in 3 hours on these settings, right?
Yeah.
If you play this sort of thing as your first seed, probably, like, if you're familiar with the game, having it played as a kid or something, you might finish in 6 hours, and it could go up from there. Regular race settings are a bit easier. You don't need to do all the dungeons, and it's like, you don't play with figurines and stuff. There's a lot of options to choose from in the randomizer. Again, there's a document explaining all of them in the Discord linked.
Yeah, Myth is now also going up Wayfold.
Oh,
going to
South
Wayfolds. Yeah, Solid Wayfolds.
And the Kinstone was in Lake, so...
Oh, I thought it wasn't. Okay.
No, it was technically in Minish Woods.
Yeah.
But the Minish Cave that you accessed through Lake.
Wait, the cave that connects Hylia and Minish Woods? Oh, never mind. The
Minish Cave.
I saw it. Yeah, I'm just being stupid again. For some reason, I thought.
You thought of the digging cave.
Yes, I don't know why.
No, that was the element, right?
Yeah.
Like the wind element.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. Yes. Basically.
But then Myth doesn't have that many other options, and like he's probably going to just go sit a quick walk at Lake here, do the London Minish, do the Lake Minish checks.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes.
Okay, another Cloud of Skinstone in the northern way hosting cave. The other one that we saw being in London Windrush Path. Well, we had seen both of them before we just saw them just now, but didn't mention them at that time.
We've seen a bunch of
so
swords,
that's 3 more Cloud Tops, 2 more Caster Kinstones to go, and 3 more swords, and then we know the Gastcha is in School Garden, Lockband the Forsword.
Right.
In addition, we still need, well, on Pikapals side 11 more figurines, on Myth side is 12. But, yeah. With the...
We'll get there eventually.
Like 8.5 items that I still need to collect.
I'll be fine.
They'll probably find them on the way. So yeah, down to 10 more on Pikapals side. And after this waterfall cave, we're going to get to another one of those dense locations, which is this cave. Each of these pools has 2 underwater checks, and then has the 9 checks usually there. Which we saw another Caster Kinstone there. Can't use them without a red sword, but
they
are required.
Yeah.
And a bit more health. Didn't see what that text box says, so we're at 6 and some number.
No, I wasn't. Myth checking Tingle here. Box. I don't know if we've
nothing on
seen it
Tingle.
before.
Pikapals arriving in Cloud Tops. What does Myth... Has Myth not done these boost checks yet? I thought he had. Okay, apparently not. Guess that was just Pikapals who did them.
I don't know, I could have sworn that Pikapals already did those boots checks here,
Pikapals
but...
has done these boots checks, yes.
Ah, yeah.
Thought they had both done them, but I don't know why I thought Myth had also done them.
Myth wasn't in court at first, so I guess he had less of a reason to return.
Yeah, I guess it's, yeah, like it's just 2 checks where it was at least 3, possibly 5 for Pikapals.
Yeah.
No, yeah, done the 0 checks earlier even. There's Sword Beam. What scrolls are we missing?
We've got down thrust, we've got wall attack, we've got dash, we've got spin, we've got... I think we're missing...
Parallel and Rook?
Yeah.
Don't know, like I don't see that triggers to see how many they had.
Yeah, and the weeklies are at reasonable times for the Europeans, just because Minecraft is very popular over in Europe. The weeklies are generally either at like 8 PM Central European time or 9:30 PM European time. There's another happy on Myth. Oh boy, they're up to 7. Pikapals is also up to 7. Guess they're getting closer to it. But Pikapals has like... Well, there's so many figurines over in the Forts and Cloudtops?
Yes, Pikapals was at 19 climbing up as... like...
Yeah, it's the same as Myth,
yeah,
basically.
no, they were at the same counts, basically.
Yeah.
Like, Myth is going to find former figurines. Going through Cloudtops.
We're still missing... We're still missing that...
Yeah, it's still, like...
the red sword.
They need a sword to keep going further, right?
It's a 1 hour 15 red sword. Oh, it's great. Well, it's 115 and counting.
but, like, there's nothing else left that can put off the red sword for much longer, is there? I guess they could have to go back to
There's
Deep Wood. There's an Ocarina, that's a few checks.
That makes
but
it
it
easy
also
to go
makes
back to
everything
Wood.
faster.
Yeah.
Like, and now there's nothing. No, that's not true. They could find all 3 Cloudtop skins.
Yeah.
Like, there's almost
red
nothing
sword.
that unlocks more
sword.
checks. It's literally, if they find 3 Cloudtop skin stones, that puts Wind Tribe stuff there.
Oh, please have the...
Red Sword and Wind Tribe would be
Have we
something.
had... Yeah, I don't think we've had a red sword in Wind Tribe before, have we?
Oh yeah, also books. I don't think we've seen
Yeah.
any, but 3 books would put another check into logic.
You know, both Myth and Pikapals are on 0 books.
So
wherever they are, they're not
3
here.
items, either 3 books or 3 kinstones to put more checks into logic, otherwise we just need a sword. And yeah, this check is new, and then there's 2 in the sewers, and there's 3 more that we like have left in Deepwood.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think so. We're getting dangerously close, I suppose. To... Yeah.
And then it's just like, yeah, swords and kinstones, and
Yeah.
it might be on meta pillar.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mana pillar.
Watch all 3 checks in Deepwood that we have left the books. Nope, there it is, there's the red sword.
Ah,
So that's West of Texas,
hey,
among other things, but most importantly, West of Texas.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Pikapals is happy right now.
yeah, how many checks are there in West? I don't even know. Did we
A
ever
lot.
like calculate
Enough.
with obscure sports? Because that's more, right?
I don't think I don't think we've counted.
But yeah, it's at least 60 checks that are all very fast coming
Yeah.
up. I think it's that many, right?
60? Oh, at least.
Maybe not. It's 15 in this cave, there's 9 in... No, that's... I mean, it's on the beanstalk. It's another 17 on the beanstalk, it's... 8 obscure... I guess it's not actually...
It's a lot. That's
Yeah. It's not
that.
60, but it's like 40.
Yeah.
Which, even though that's the case, like that first cave was very disappointing, and we're really only looking for Kingstones and more swords. So that's like 5 more items, and then we know where the Gastro is.
Yeah.
Since we speak about sword in School Garden. Yes, glitches are not allowed in this. Also, the randomizer actually patches a lot of the glitches. In this tournament, there is an option to turn that option off, and then glitches are allowed. But they did not, like this.
It's not those settings.
Like this game does not have that setting chosen.
Yeah.
Basically. Pikapals has been banning glitches for
Well,
these 2 matches.
Considering he's up against Myth, I don't blame him.
It makes sense. Strategically.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a book, a London key, those matter, there's a sword, there's timber figurines, there's an element. Already had enough of those, but okay. So yeah, the sword is the only important thing. Oh, we do still need the graveyard key. Should not forget about that. I forgot about it earlier because it doesn't involve checks, but we do still need that. Also, apparently Pikapals found the last caster Kingstone, so... We'll probably be seeing Fortress of Gomorrah soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to be Fortress of Gomorrah, isn't it?
I mean... You could need bracelets for Palace. I don't think Fortress will have full go mode, but it'll have something, right? I mean, I'm feeling a, like, 4 sword and Fortress, Kinstone on Blue Chew, Graveyard Key on Bjork kind of thing, but...
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right, that's where the Caster Kingston was. First Ruby Cave, Ruby. And then means I have the sword. Pikapals just full clean Caster. I mean, yeah, it's You're still looking for a decent number of things. Hiking does like to have a forethought.
Yeah.
I think I would still just do Fortress first, and then clear Castle. Is there a reason not to do that? Fortress is faster in Go mode, but are you going to Go mode Fortress here?
I don't know. I think so.
Like, it feels too likely for Fortress to have something that locks another thing. And that's not the forethought blocking the Gust Shell. Or at least not just that. So we'll see whether Myth also clears Caster immediately, or just goes to Fortress first, or even does other things with the Blue Sword. The way Myth has been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Wayfalls and like Town Pillar before doing stuff this. That is going into Caster at least. I mean, you get at least a Wind Crest. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
And Myth is doing more than that. It's getting the Darknet here, which indicates that he's also planning on clearing it.
Yeah, no, that actually makes... Yeah, I mean... You're looking for figurines at this point? There's like 3 more figurines. And...
Okay, this actually indicates that Myth might not... You do that, if you plan on doing hiking, you just grab those as minish, right?
Yeah. You might just do the regular
Did
size.
Pikapals get them earlier?
Don't know.
Yeah, I think so. They're on the fence. Well, maybe not. How many figurines were there in the remaining castle checks? They were on the same total earlier, right? So it's... They're on the same total now, but are there any...
It's not,
It's
no
not
sword
the
hiking
third
this time.
sword for sword hiking.
Oh man.
Okay, Pikapals had not gotten them earlier and is doing them now instead of Spanish, but want to. I don't know, it feels like hiking is the closest you get, so if you are doing that, then... I don't think your swim speed as Minish is slower than as regular, right?
I think
Might
it just
even be
feels
faster.
fast. Yeah.
Like, it feels faster, but that might just be because you're tiny.
Yeah. It's either faster or it feels faster, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, they're just clearing the human-sized ones, I suppose. Makes sense. The miniature ones are a bit...
Also, saying that Myth doesn't know what he's doing either. Too much, huh?
Yeah.
That's reassuring. Since we don't know what he's doing and he doesn't know.
Yeah. Myth doesn't have the... Does Myth have the Gusher intel?
I don't think he's... I didn't see him go to school. Which says absolutely nothing about whether he did. Okay, he does.
He knows? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the sort of thing that Myth would skip.
Yeah, Pikapals is actually ahead of Myth here. For some... I don't know how.
Pikapals has been ahead the entire time.
Yeah,
Myth has just been spending time on slow checks that Pikapals hasn't done.
So weird.
And,
yeah.
like, so far, Myth has not gotten anything out of it. And the way the seed is going, Pikapals might not have to go back for them.
Yeah.
I
He knew it, yeah,
mean, mean, if Myth did the school checks, he would not have skipped checking the visible item. Like, Myth is the sort of player who checks that visible item even if fusions are closed.
Yeah, okay, true. Alright, that's the final figurine for Pikapals. Now all they need is 2 more Kinstones and their 4 sword.
And a graveyard key.
And a graveyard key.
And all the hard pieces to actually get the force out of Fate Blade.
And the other scrolls to get the
Kinstone of Swiftblade the First. I see you're getting it. Like, what's the worst thing the seed can still throw at them? A lot of things, because hard pieces would open a lot of options for making everything required, right?
Yeah. Just force attacking. If only.
Yeah, unfortunately not. This has been very disappointing with the seed so far. Like, no early required light arrows, no foresight and hiking. Can we at least have a Kinstone or Octo or something?
Yeah, or I don't know. That would be fun. Bracelets. Do we have the bracelets?
Bracelets on Waveblade. With a big key on Pot Push.
Yeah. Yes, Cloudop's 4.
That's right, you can't, because you already missed a lot of the numbers. Don't know all the bounties by heart.
Me neither.
You could still claim the required non-dungeon item in DHC if the foresight is there. We accept the foresight is not there.
Speaking of the foresight.
Yep, that's the foresight.
Would you do a save scam to check if the final health Kinstone is alongside the gas jar in...
Well, you don't save scam before doing Mazal.
You do Mazal, then you save. You flew to town. And you just check if the Kinstone is in the...
You're still missing 2 items. You just clear Fortress. Right, Gasha is banned for, so it can't be there. So, yeah.
We're just missing... Yes. Myth, why?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I guess
the graveyard key. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gotta get those
But like, this is exactly the sort of play that Myth has been doing the entire time, right?
Yeah. That's Pearlbeam.
And it hasn't worked so far, and it might work at some point, but it might also just not.
Pikapals is on... How many squads is he? 5 now? I think he's missing Rockbreaker.
Yeah, that Pearlbeam should have been his 6th scroll.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
And yeah, with continuing to do slow checks.
Yeah, okay. It's not paying off. Myth really doesn't want to go to Fortress because he knows that Pikapals is currently in Fortress. He's probably feeling a lot behind, and that's why he gambles. He's just taking all the...
I mean, I don't even know if he's feeling behind or if this has just been his strategy, right? It's not like it's changed. He's just been doing this, like, going for the slow checks the entire time.
Come to think
which,
of
yeah,
it.
it might work, but it also can just not.
Like how it is currently doing, yeah.
And currently it's not working. Well, we have seen all the elements now.
Yeah.
But we only needed 2 of them.
That's nice.
Tipping into graveyard now.
I think he's hoping for the very convenient graveyard key.
Yeah, but... like, finding the graveyard key in graveyard is not going to change how you do Fortress though, right?
There's bracelets for Pikapals.
So that's another thing that they don't need to worry about.
Oh man. Oh yeah, okay. I thought Pikapals missed the switch for the other side. No.
There was a small key on the key, right? So you drop down his munition.
Yeah.
A small key on the heart piece spot is what I meant, but... And yeah, no graphic key in row value for Myth, so...
As a disappointment. It's going to a lake? He's...
Octo? This play I actually like. Kind of. You're opening the Gust Shot checks in here, which given that we know that Pikapals found a 4-sword is not great. But Octo is the kind of slow check that you will have to do anyways.
And if it's a graveyard
and just
key.
Getting it done earlier is... Yeah, like if it's a Kinstone or a graveyard key, you're very happy to have done it earlier, and otherwise it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah. You can also just spend the next 5 minutes just staring at this tracker and counting squares to see where, you know, which ones would be the fastest.
Fortress. You don't need to look at your tracker for 5 minutes to know that Fortress is the most checked location you have.
True, but it's always nice to have this visual confirmation, you know?
I mean, I don't know what Myth's tracker looks like, but is there anything other than Runes and Fortress? And Octo on it?
Hang on, I can see. Oh, that's a bit of deep wood.
There's 3 in Deepwood, right. Is Myth going to go back to Deepwood before doing Fortress?
Still has
You are way too far away from your mic to be audible.
Oh, sorry, whoopsie. Okay, hang on, let me just pull it over here. There we go. So, Myth has a bit of droplets left, a bit of Deepwood. He's still got the square from the shop marked, which means we have...
Well, yeah, there is still something on 600.
Myth has unmarked the Juliet's check. I don't know if he's done it or if he's...
Has he just marked it as completed or what?
Yeah, it's like grey.
I mean, it's a figurine and he doesn't need it.
Yeah. And apart from that, there's a few red spots, namely Garden, Library, and Dr. Left. That's kind of it. The rest is just very full. Yeah, sure, very full. Wind Runes.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Yeah. Myth has been very thorough. Very, very thorough.
More than just being through, it's like weirdly putting off the obvious options for a long time. But the reason that they are the obvious options is because they are good, right?
Yeah, I think Myth just metagaming himself into a corner here. Like, he knows that he has to go to Fortress eventually.
Yeah. And Fortress had a 4,000 and a Kinstone.
Yeah.
And another book, I think. Might have been
Pikapals is on 2 books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Myth is on 1.
Yeah, no, there was a green book either in Runezone Fortress. Not sure which.
What else is there? Well, Pikapals still has like 4 checks ahead of him. And then can do Gordon.
Yeah. This, the 2 obscure spots, and the Panaboski.
Ooh, that's a big key.
And meanwhile, Myth is about to enter Octo.
No, give him a few seconds. He's doing the long cutscene.
Myth is still going to save and reset before actually doing Octo. After this long cutscene. But
marvelous, isn't it?
yes.
Hey, heart piece. Pikapals? Oh! Yeah, there's a small Q. There's a small Q in Gordon. I found a small key.
Yeah. Okay. Well, or there's a small key here.
Yeah. Which would just be as bad. Ooh, oh.
There's a cloud of skins in there. We have a graveyard key from Go mode.
Okay, Myth, you better find that graveyard key on Octo or you're screwed.
Is it going to be on Octo?
Nimbus is going to be on Octo. You rolled. What does your gut say about that?
What else do we have? We have pretty much like Wind Tribe and Palace, so if you bet those, be more specific, right? But we do have a bet for
Yeah, I'm betting
where
you put
that graveyard key is going to show up from.
find that graveyard. We actually have like synced bosses. That's nice. It's the wrong boss, but it's different bosses, but it's still synced. Wow.
Look! It's reasonable privilege to put in the bet that's just if no one else gets it, right?
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Octomanip.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Yes, but he was also succeeding.
Sure. It's me.
Yeah,
You can do Octomanip blind finder. I mean, as in he has done that once. But
it took him a while, but yeah.
It did take him a while. So I wouldn't say that he can consistently do Octomanip blindfolded, but he has shown that he can do it. And it's just 2 rupees on Octo.
Oof.
I mean, yeah, like, that's fine. You didn't lose time by doing that, unless you have to go back to droppers for the Gastro checks.
Yeah.
It's... You need to do that anyways. But it does mean that Pikapals is now in a very comfortable position. Which... Okay, Myth is doing Deepwood now. I wouldn't be surprised if Pikapals grabs the Gastra and does Deepwood first before Palace. Just in case the Carrific is there. I don't think Pikapals is going to full clear droplets. Might do Octo, might not. He might. If he wants to be careful, he would put off Palace even longer. I don't know if Pikapals... Like, Pikapals has not been playing that carefully, right? So I think Pikapals is probably just going to go to Wind Tribe and Palace.
No, he's going to...
Well, he is grabbing the Gastra at least.
Yeah.
He might use it.
Right,
he might just want it for Griegel.
Yeah.
You definitely... Like, you would just want to pick it up for Griegel if you're going to Palace, right?
Yeah.
So it was not Metapillar.
Aww.
Was not upstairs in Deep Road.
Oh no. There's dog food.
And
There's a
it
bit of
was
tea.
in the school garden.
Okay. Who bets? No one did bet school garden.
No,
But yeah, that's
but that's go mode
bigger
for
part.
Pikapals.
Still have 2 hours. That's nice.
And so Myth is Fortress behind,
Yeah.
but Octo ahead for NK exchange. Okay, that's actually not. It's actually not that far behind. Like Myth is still far behind. Don't get me wrong. I'm wondering if over Palace and DHC Myth will have a chance to make that up on execution.
Yeah.
Because Myth is going to find the Force in the 2 Kingstones and Fortress, and Myth is going to find the find the Graveyard Key with the Gusture. Myth is probably still going to full clip Fortress though, which will take a while.
Yep. Yeah, Myth just said he's not gonna leave until he gets everything he needs from Fortress. Oh man.
I mean, it's been the entire game, right? Like, Pikapals just did not do the slow checks and it paid off.
Yeah, yeah.
Myth has been avoiding doing the obvious check dance locations
Yeah.
and favoring those, like, out-of-the-way checks, and it has not paid off. I don't know why Myth chose to do that, but it was a strategy. Like, it could have worked.
Mm.
It didn't.
It was worth a try, I suppose.
Was it?
No, it wasn't.
I mean, Game 2 is going to be different. So I do wonder how, like, Myth's strategy will be for that.
Did the setting for Game 2 have already been...
Yeah. We talked about it earlier.
Did we?
Yes.
Okay, we did.
It's Open DHC, Fire Rod, Plentiful. I don't think any of the other settings matter. Oh wait, no, it's Closed Fusions. That matters. The Graveyard Key was in the school garden. With the Gustra that they both know about. So, really easy to find.
Yeah.
Like, this is a nice seed. And we talked earlier about how if the seed is nice, it's not going to help Myth.
God damn it, Nimbus.
And the seed was nice. And it does not help Myth. So, if Myth finds, like, does Mizal first in Fortress, finds the Force and the Kinstone on the way, and then decides, let's just grab the Gustra immediately and not do the rest of Fortress, and finds a Graveyard Key there, he's suddenly in this.
Yeah.
Based on how Myth has been playing, that is not very likely.
That's not going to be the case at all.
Like, Myth has been excruciatingly thorough with all the slow checks. It's not going to leave any of Fortress behind without being in gold. Hey, Kato. You've caught the end of this race, where Pikapals is in go mode, Myth is not yet, and, well, I say the end of this race, like, there's still Padders and Crypts, and then Pikapals has to go through the rest of Droplets, and Myth has to go through Fortress, and be Green Shoe, and they both have to do DHC still. It's AD, which is the only one of those still relevant, I think.
See. Yeah, Myth is gonna pick up Power with me here. He's gonna full clear.
Yeah. Gust Jar and Graveyard Key were both in the school garden. They saw the Gust Jar, but like the Graveyard Key is in the chest, so. And the last Cloud Up Skin Stone that Myth is missing is also in Fortress.
Let's see. Yeah, no. Myth's gonna full clear for to see at this point.
I mean, are you surprised?
No, not really. Notice we actually have a bit of a cheer war in the chat. So, thanks Edu and thanks Genghis Christ for the bits. I'm sure Trust will appreciate them.
No, Myth, you do not have a big key. Yet. So yeah, Pikapals on Octo. Myth still needs to grab the big key from Fortress at least, which is in the back right. Did Myth not do the front right, or did he just skip the smoky for some reason?
I think he didn't do front right at all.
Okay, he's going to save scam the back left. And then he still needs to do front right for another smoky, I think.
Yeah.
To get to the big key.
I think Pikapals also doing Octomanip?
I did not pay attention to see whether
He did the
scam,
movement.
but that did.
Yeah, no, I don't think
No, like
that didn't look like it.
no,
But
there was too many bashes there for to be a minute pattern already. Right?
Oh, yeah. It's Pikapals. It still works.
I mean, maybe it was the 5-roll thing, and Pika just decided not to.
Yeah,
I don't know the patterns well enough to recognize it.
me neither. I think the only actual picture I have of the Octo patterns are the terrible Myth patterns.
Why would you?
I don't, because I forgot.
Okay, that was the 5-roll pattern.
Okay.
So yeah, that was just a minute. But yeah, so Miss Save Scum will make the fortress full clear a bit faster.
Yeah.
Since he won't have to go back to the vanilla boss key chest after doing the boss. He'll just be able to do that on the first trip. But then he's still a Zelda and green shoe behind Pikapals right now.
Mm.
Like even disregarding the rest of Fortress and going up to Cloud Ops and
it just takes. Yeah, no, it's gonna take a while.
what is Pikapals? Pikapals has to realize he's in go mode, right? Is he just doing trip first? Okay. I don't know why you would choose one over the other, but also Pikapals has done Octo.
Yeah.
Tracker.
That's somewhere. Oh, there we go.
Octo did not have an Earth element.
Octo has the element of surprise. Myth, what are you doing? Why are you? Myth just ran past the. Myth ran past the.
I mean, you can kill them on the way back.
Back, yeah.
Myth might decide to try to skip the minish check, which would be terrible because it's a big key.
The boss key, yeah, it's gonna be the boss key.
No, he's going back. He's just... No? No.
Myth is confused. He doesn't know what he missed. I don't think he realizes he skipped, like, right side.
He did right. What?
Oh, he did right side. Yeah, never mind.
He's missing a smart key of the boss.
Yes.
I mean, for, like, based on what he knows, There was one smart key on the boss, right? But where's the other? Is there one in an obscure spot as well, or no?
I know.
I'm confused. Was there? There can't be a smart key on the left side. Where's the other smart key that Myth is missing? Did he not do the finish drop?
I don't know.
He might have forgotten to drop down as minish. That's the only thing I can think of that would explain why he's missing that smart key. Because he had two smart keys before that point, right? So is that one that he's missing? And hey, there's the last row. So apparently Pikapals just really wanted to get Rockbreaker before Palace. And given that he looked at his, like, or the screen with the scrolls on it before that, it might actually be the reason for Pikapals to do them in this order. Although, I don't know why you would want Rockbreaker for Palace more than you would want Rockbreaker for entering Crypt. But... Smith is going to do Mazar, is going to get this market from that, is probably still going back for the 3 checks in the back of Fortress that he has not done now. Because he did also not do the obscure spots, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the king for Pikapals. King, not York. Thank you.
Not... Okay, Pikapals just really wants to get Yellari? Why is Pikapals doing checks?
I don't know.
Does Pikapals think he needs 4 elements?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that going to get Myth back in this?
Oh no. Oh.
Myth, which element is Pikapals missing?
York. Oh, fire element.
Fire element from... was it Town Pillar?
Yeah, Town Pillar.
Okay.
I swear to God, if... No. I'm not... Can you pinch
How?
me? Is this really happening?
Yeah.
Someone pinch
Oof.
me. Let's see what Pika realizes.
That's an oof.
Let's see when he realizes. Oh no.
So right now... Myth is still missing the graveyard key and the gas jar, but they are both in the school garden and Myth knows the gas jar is there.
Yes.
So it's going to be his first check after leaving Fortress, right? At that point, Myth still has to do Green Shoe that Pikapals has done, and still needs to do Royal Crypt that Pikapals has done. And then they both need to do Palace and DHC.
Pikapals is clearly just setting up a handicap for himself. Oh, we were supposed to see the final touch of Skinstone!
Wait. Our tracker was wrong. That explains a lot.
Oh!
Has Myth gotten that?
Yes, Myth's on 5.
Well... You know how much I trust this tracker on that after that? Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that is why he went back there after going to
yeah.
Cloudhops and going for the first fusion. It's like,
Yes,
oh, actually
yeah,
I'm missing a Kinstone.
He had the 5 marked because of
Yeah.
the stupid tracking
I mean,
bullshit stuff.
it's Pikapals using an auto tracker. I thought someone said
No,
earlier that he isn't.
I don't think... Oh, never mind.
Well, Tomata, you would think that, except the auto tracker has a bug regarding Kinstones that would cause exactly that sort of thing to happen.
Yep.
So... did Myth do the obscure spots earlier?
Probably.
Well, if not, he's going to realize when his tracker doesn't clear the spot now. Okay.
Nah.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Then. Okay. Anyways, Myth about to do School Garden.
Yeah. And about to
hit
be
Go
behind.
Is the Green Shoe and Crypt behind Pikapals?
Yeah, that's 6 minutes. That's a bit.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can recover from that.
It seems unlikely, but
Myth being way too excited to quop.
yeah.
Yeah, Myth is just... His gears are turning. Just said that Pikapals could be going ahead of me. Oh dear.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crypt takes like 2 minutes. Deep would yeah, 2 minutes for... yeah, it's about 5 to 6 minutes. Myth needs to actually get to Crypt either way. No, we haven't seen Knockbacker yet, have we?
We have. It's on the right gip though.
Oh. Oh,
See,
yeah.
it's right there.
Yes.
Pikapals is on 2 small keys, has not gotten the big key, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you do. What if Pikapals skips putt push and then regrets it?
Don't think Pikapals is skipping pot push here.
Well, that could put Myth back. Yeah.
No, I don't.
No,
Would it?
No, it wouldn't. Would still be like 2 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes.
Like, it would put Myth within Tower's range, I guess. But that's, like, I don't think that's likely.
No, Pikapals, they're gonna get the big key from either like the first tower or from basement. Not basement, from.
Palace basement? What?
Never mind.
Like, we're definitely going to see at least another small key. From one of those next 3 checks.
Yeah.
And it could be all small keys from there here to get the big key on Fan Loop or Vanilla.
So, yeah, with like 2 keys here, you usually just do putt push and then just hope that the big key is either here or in.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have a big key by this point, you do pot push.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a number of small keys that you can have here where you wouldn't. Guess 6. With 6 small keys, I might just say, well, it's vanilla.
Yeah.
There's a small key here, which is like not what you want to see there. If you see the big key, you're happy. See the small key, it's better than nothing. And also, it could still be vanilla, and then you definitely need that small key.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's now Green done with Myth. So Myth is.
Yeah, so now Myth just needs to go to Palace.
There's the big key, yeah. And somehow overtake Pikapals.
Yeah,
Very likely, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, it takes about 6 minutes to get up here. To the top of.
Yeah, like Pikapals entered Palace a bit over 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. And Myth has to go through Cloud Ups and Fuse. Although. No, he only has to fuse like 3 of them.
Yes, which is still the, like, sure you have done the 2 slowest ones, but with 3 you still do need to
Yeah.
do, you know, like if you have 1 or 2 left, it's fast. The 3rd gets slower, and then like the 5th is way slower again.
Hmm.
So Pikapals here is just looking for one more small key to finish Palace. Myth has now done the 2 fast fusions. So has to still go to the bottom right one, which is a bit slower to access, but not that much.
There's the small key for Pikapals.
Okay, so Pikapals is done with Jackson Palace. Can just rush York now. And here's the last fusion for Myth.
Now they can enter Palace.
Yeah, which Myth will enter Palace more than 7 minutes after Pikapals did.
You don't really. You can't.
You don't expect that to overcome that side of the fleet.
No, you can't recover from that.
I mean, like, Pikapals can still die to Vati twice. It's
Yeah,
unlikely, but it can happen. But
Pikapals can.
there's nothing Myth can do to win this.
Yeah.
It's Pikapals' game to lose. So yeah, almost 8 minutes behind entering Palace.
Oh no! Yeah, that's way too long. Speed Force, yeah. Myth has to call upon all his speedrunning history and knowledge to make up for like even a minute here, because Pikapal's execution has been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like, execution-wise, these guys have both been putting out a very solid game, right?
Yeah.
This match was decided by routing.
Yeah.
Or this game, not this match. It's only game 1 of the match. It is a best of 3. No, it's not all the matches today. Game 2 has not been scheduled yet.
Yeah. Yeah, the match has been good to Myth.
I mean, it's not like that room is entirely deterministic if you do it like that.
It just feels really.
Yeah, no, it is, but it's not the room being nice. It's Smith knowing the room well and knowing the strat and executing it well. Like, there's no RNG or anything. It's just pure skill.
Oh no, Myth thinks about skipping pod push.
That's fine, right? It's a small key, and you don't have a vulnerable key. It's fine.
Okay, that's York done for Pikapals. Next up is Vati. Our favorite big bad. Ugh.
This is small key on pod push, so
yes,
you don't need that small key, but it's also not like it's nice to have. It's not a big key.
Yeah.
Also, Myth is just doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can expect Pikapals to finish somewhere in the next like I guess 10-15 minutes. That's usually how long DHC takes, depending on
Depending
the
on how
boss
nice
key.
it is.
Yeah,
Might take longer.
depending on boss key and advantage
Which,
too.
speaking of DHC and boss key,
Right, doing better for that.
there are 9 checks in DHC, any one of which can have the boss key. And so we will have a bet here of how many checks it will take Pikapals to go and find the big key. So yeah, you can bet any number from 1 to 9.
And just try to guess how bad the seed will be, or the DHC will be. Usually, the higher the number, the worse the DHC is for the racer.
Well, it's like there's the first 4 checks before towers, then there's 4 in towers, and then there's vanilla, and those are basically the tiers in terms of badness.
Yeah, but you're always bound to last occasion. You'll be queue with 9, which is good.
Sure, but that's not DHC being bad, that's your route not working out for that specific instance of DHC, right? Like, there's a difference there.
Good point.
So yeah, the bet will stay open until Pikapals gets to his first check. Which is also the first, like, decision, and Pikapals is going for the king first here.
Like you should.
Eh.
Nah, you're the closest to king days after you exit the
Yeah, but it's
sanctuary.
slow.
Yeah, but it's close.
Like, I like doing king as 4. So Myth is still looking for the last smoking palace. Pikapals just looking for the DHC big key.
Yeah, Myth's not having a great time here. He's really hoping for that small key, which he's getting now. But yeah.
So king was nothing. Well, it was rupees, but you know.
Yeah. Thing with king is that if you check him, he doesn't have anything, but if you don't check him, he's got the big key.
And you check him as number 4 and that's fine. Yeah, that was the second check in the basement. Pikapals actually going for Clone's chest here as number 3. Which I guess means Pikapals is expecting a bad DHC.
Yeah. Which, okay, yeah.
Like, I guess you save a blue ball if, or like using the red ball once if you need to go further than like 2 towers, if you do this now rather than after getting the red ball, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, it's almost smoky.
if it's vanilla, that is slightly better for Pikapals than not doing it then. If the big key is on the throne, it's worse. Nice bomb strat from Pikapals there.
see.
And what is the throne going to be?
I suppose disappointment.
What's the smoking?
Small key, disappointment. Huzzah!
So it's a 2-tower. Wait.
Yeah, maybe 2 towers. We don't know. It goes 2, 1, yeah.
Yeah, like nothing much to talk about here. Myth is doing down thrust threads on Georg, which if you haven't seen them yet, is quite fun. Instead of creating clones, you just use down thrust to hit all of the ice there to make the red Georg vulnerable. Because I was just going through the HC. Nothing that ever changes in this part, so... Myth now in the last phase of Georg.
Myth doing a bit of hovering there.
Yeah, and still just like just under 8 minutes behind. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much 8 minutes behind at end of Georg. So
yeah.
Like there's no chance that we'll catch up that much in the HC, basically.
Let's see.
Okay, so Pikapals now is about to get to the Dark Knight here, get the blue warp, and can then do the towers.
Oh.
Not quite getting the quick kill there.
Yeah, missing 2.
Quick backup kill with the 1 roll. Nice Dark Knight fight in the northwest tower there.
Yeah, he's heading over the northwest. That's a good one, but... Ooh, good hit. I might be a bit close there. Yeah.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Pretty sure just based on how fast those arrow shots were that Pikapals was boots cancelling, which is using like tapping the boots after you fire an arrow to cancel out the drawback animation of the bow to be able to fire another arrow faster or move faster or whatever.
Yep.
Pikapals got a smoke out of that tower. We're now going to the southeast one.
Yeah.
Southeast second is standard since it's the fastest tower. Like, the other towers are about the same time, this one's just faster, so...
By like half a minute.
You don't do it first because you are already in the northern part of the HC when you defeat the Black Knight there. But then, as your second tower, since you're like after every tower, quick warping is just way faster and going out of there normally. And then you can just take either warp, so the tower is fastest. But it was just a compass this time.
Yeah,
it was continuing on with southwest.
Usually there's like 2 trains of thought with the towers. Either you do well, not two, but a lot of train of thoughts. Many like to do northeast first and then southeast, so they go clockwise, starting with northeast. But some go clockwise, starting with northwest, and then doing.
I mean,
southeast.
most people do southeast second, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever other route, like whichever of the north house you like more to start with.
Oh, go start playing ping pong with Link. There we go.
Myth is doing the king first.
Ooh, that's nice.
Myth still with the uncharacteristic plays, going for all the slow checks. Like, even in DHC, still doing that. Pikapals getting the last small key out of the southwest tower, going to go for the vanilla rescue chest now. And there's the boss key in the vanilla chest. So boss number 8.
Huzzah.
Yeah, we did like do some stats with a bunch of seeds generated, and vanilla is the most likely option for where the big key can be.
Yep.
Just a quirk of how the shuffler works, and
We bought like 2,000 seeds just taking probabilities of those. So we can't
and
have.
no,
like,
it's not automatable. Someone did all of generate all of those spoil logs by hand.
Yeah, I think I did like 100 or so, or like 200ish. What else did like a few hundred? I think was it Nimbus who did 1,000? I don't know. Someone did like 1,000 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
So, Pikapals reaching Vati, getting done with the darkness there. Vati, we pretty much every phase, like Vati 1, Vati 2, Vati 3, we do want a 3 cycle, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Vati 1, that in this, like, since it's reduced item pool and we don't have Great Spin, that means using the roll attack to quickly deal enough damage
So
on the last phase to Vati.
Yeah.
Like, these first two, you can just do normally, as Pikapals did there.
Yeah, we basically want that increased damage from the
You get the, like,
part.
roll attack is basically an instant spin, right? But no,
Yeah.
Pikapals not even going for it, just going for the 4 cycle instead.
Yeah, Artie did kind of teleport into him.
Sure. You can still try to take a step back and do a short roll there.
Yeah.
Short roll attack. Like,
Although they are fairly precise. I think it's like a 2 or 3 frame window.
is it that small?
I don't know, it just feels really small.
It doesn't feel that small. Anyways,
maybe
Vati 2. Again, there's like ways of using Great Spin to great effect. There is you can use Down Thrust to hit all the eyes here as well, but without clones on the second and third phase, you're not going to do enough damage to advance the phase. So you're only going to see runners do it on the first phase. Yeah, these eye patterns never repeat. In the first phase, it's always at the bottom. After that, it's just somewhere different, but top is less likely than sides. Like than either of the sides. So yeah, we saw Pikapals just using a spin attack with clones there. On the third phase of 42, you still want to do that, but then after the spin attack, you need to add another slash, since for some reason a spin attack with clones will not kill Vati 3, even though it does enough damage.
Didn't Myth get grabbed?
So you need some other instance of damage, like that slash there. Depending on how you arrange your clones, there's ways where you'd like do a spin attack and then cancel your clones, and the rest of the spin attack does a second hit without the clones, and that kills it. The normal strat there is just, yeah, you do a spin and then you just slash Vati
Yeah.
to death. Vati 3, you want to lure him to the sides a bit there, so you can, so he's not standing right in front of the portal. Then hope that the arm closer to the portal is coming.
Like that,
going
just
to
like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Then try to time the cane so that the arm's right in front, so that after you get out of the arm as much, you can just grow immediately.
And repeat that for the second arm, but the second arm is actually dark inside, so you need either have to blindly feel for the vulnerable eye, or you've got a
yeah, without like
lantern.
Great Spin, we are unlikely to see a lantern this year.
Yeah. Basically, the vulnerable eye, or the vulnerable... Yeah, the vulnerable eye is the only one that actually makes damaging sounds when you hit it. And that's usually how we can pinpoint it during Great Spinning, but we don't have that.
Don't have Great Spin, so if they, like, for some reason had to go for lanternless, probably see boomerang strats. Did they actually find a boomerang?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, with the boomerang you can stun the things for like ages, and that makes lanternless still possible without Great Spin. Without either of those, you don't want to go for lanternless.
Yeah.
And you have the lantern, you don't want to go for lanternless anyway. And yeah, then on like the last part of RT3 is just returning these blue balls with clones, so you have to hit all of them. And then doing 2 hits to Vati each time. Which a roll attack does immediately there, so
Yeah,
there's the
and
GG.
GG's.
Time.
2 Pikapals.
Fuck.
Finishing their first.
And that's Myth not having clean audio yet,
Because their restream's going over to me.
so
He just switched, I think.
yeah. And let's get both of them in for an interview. Since we are on a 15-minute delay, Myth is going to be done in 15 minutes on stream, so Myth in real time is already done and can get in here as well. GG's.
GG's.
Hey, GG's.
So, how do you like the seat?
It was too nice.
Yeah.
I approached the seed like it was a much worse seed. And that was basically the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were just like thinking the seed is going to be terrible, and that's why you went for all the slow checks.
And then the seems throw through a curveball.
I was like, let's be thorough. We find one item that's in a bad spot, and we're good. And that never happened. I mean, it happened at the start with the cape on Simon, and then I was like, yes, let's do this for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, but like that early you get funneled into it, and then it didn't happen later.
Yeah, at least the cape on Simon was going to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get it that much after Myth. Like, Myth
Yeah,
had
I
it
figured,
slightly earlier, but for having done all of Cranial, like Myth had already done some slow things, like going for school basement really early and some other, like something like that. Was there anything else that early?
I did Minish checks as well. In town, without the cane.
Sure. Pikapals did some of those.
Yeah,
too.
I did. I did those until I died in the shop attic,
Right.
and then eventually went back for them later, or the rest later.
Yeah, like there were a lot of like things about your running Myth that just felt weird to watch. Like
How synced were we in Deepwood though? Because apparently we both did it swordless at the beginning.
you were in there, I feel like a good bit later, I don't know why. Like you went through Minish woods in like 3 different ways, whereas Pikapals just did a
Oh.
standard reverse managed woods at the start and went into deep wood at that time. So
Oh yeah.
Pikapals was
I
in
guess
deep
it
wood a good bit earlier than you were.
It was because of the sword. Lack of sword. I was thinking, what if swords under the school?
Yeah, like you had done
And-
under school by that point, so yeah.
We
Like,
were really just
that
considering,
was where
okay.
it first felt like, yeah, no, Myth is just like doing slow checks and falling behind because of it.
Yeah.
And then there was the cape, which turned that around for a bit, but then like it didn't stay that way long.
Yeah, there wasn't any red herrings in Krenel to take you the wrong way. You just had to go, like, you did Krenel, then you just went and did Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It just felt like, oh, I climbed Krenel for nothing. Thanks. Well, honestly, even if I had gotten the cape, I'd probably still end up climbing it for nothing. Just
Yeah,
I
but
get to
like
skip
then,
the one cave.
yeah, but then Pikapals was still back to Krennic with the grip ring earlier than Myth was. And I don't know.
I took my time because I also got the mitts and then went and did other stuff with the mitts for a while as well. I was really full clearing everything before going to Krenel.
Yeah, we noticed. Like,
Yeah, I was tempted to keep full clearing stuff, but eventually just gave up and committed to climbing all the way to Cave of Flames.
yeah, except
Got the
except the
so.
season's nice. So why would it
Yeah,
let
for
you?
some reason.
I had a weird moment where I was climbing up that beanstalk and I was like, Kane's here, and then it was there.
Yep. I mean, we had that Nimbus called the way forward Skinstone appearing before the red sword.
Yeah.
It's like,
I also
how long
said
can
that.
the seed put off the red sword?
I mean, surely the red sword's just in Vale Falls. There are like 20 checks up there, and then another 20 in Cloud Tops.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if the 3 checks we were missing in Deepwood at that point were like the 3 Kinstones and red sword was a wind tribe. That is
Yeah.
how the seed went.
That's what we were hoping for.
But no, it was nice. It was just in the sewers. This was like we had 3 checks in the sewers, we had 3 checks in Deepwood, and the only other options, aside from the red sword that opened checks, since we had seen the Gastra, was either like 3 books or 3 Cloud of Skinstones. Which, yeah, the siege just gave you the red sword. And
So how close could it have been if when I was in Castor, I just went into Fortress instead of just deciding to leave and do anything else? Everything else.
Very close.
yeah, way closer. Like, I don't actually like, I think Pikapals still would have been in Fortress slightly earlier. But definitely not 8 minutes earlier.
But yeah, that's
And
game one
at
for you,
that, like,
Pikapals.
at that point, Pikapals was still missing the Kinstone of Greyblade.
Yeah, that would have
Right.
been good to realize before climbing up to Cloud
We
Tops again.
actually,
We had no idea either. Like,
I
Yeah.
our
that's,
restream tracker just trusted you when you marked on your own tracker, I guess.
that's
Yeah,
the first thing I
I-
did with Red Sword. I went up Krenel.
Yeah, I think what happened was I thought I had forgotten to mark down a kinstone that was in Western Woods that I picked up,
But that was a
but
cast.
that was actually a caster kinstone and not a Cloud Tops
Yeah.
kinstone.
Like, Wisdom Woods didn't have that much stuff.
Not really.
It was a sword
just
and a
remember-
Kinstone and then some, like, figurines. But
Yeah, I just remembered picking up a kinstone and couldn't remember if I had actually marked it down or not. But yeah, at least it didn't. Honestly, it helped because it just meant I didn't clear the rest of Deepwood.
yeah, I guess. But, like, the rest of Deepwood was 3 checks. Right?
Yeah, but I probably would have convinced myself to go down to the vanilla big key.
Sure. I mean,
'Cause there's that. There was the Cape Check and Matterpillar, I think.
It could have been there was 3 things in droplets as well. If you
Yeah,
had
those
played everything beforehand.
those as well. Though I might have resisted the urge to check those. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I wasn't happy when I saw that graveyard key in the school garden. I'm like, dude, what baby
Yeah, I
seed.
imagine.
Yeah, like, you went to Royal Crypt before Fortress, right? Or like, not Royal Valley before.
Yeah,
And it's like, Myth,
and
what are you doing?
I had double dipped Deepwood.
And you had
Yeah.
already double dipped
Mhm.
wood, yeah.
You were hoping for that,
It's-
that convenient graveyard key on Dampe.
I was looking at my tracker and I was like, there are 4 more items that I'm missing. It's a sword, 2 kinstones, and a
But
graveyard
it's
key. I
Fortress
know
of
where they
Como.
and it was just all there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
just
3 items in Fortress and then 2 more in School Garden behind it.
pretty much, yeah.
Like, counting the Cloud's Kinstone and Windrunes as part of Fortress of Gomod.
Yeah, as we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, in Fortress, actually, did you just forget about the small key on the hard piece?
I was very aware of it, but I kept on tripping up over the key logic.
Okay, so
Ah.
you thought, yeah, I don't need that because there's
Yeah, I
another small
thought-
key, but then
That's
didn't
why
think
I
that
save
it could
scummed the
be on
left.
Mazar.
And then, yeah, when I saw the boss key, I'm like, dude, the small key is on Mazel. Yes, there was one there, but it was probably also faster to have...
It was
got
probably
the small
faster not
key.
to have gone to the back twice, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I keep forgetting about the option of small key on Mazal, so I'm like, oh, I don't need to save scum the left side.
Yeah.
And just, I guess I'm just never gonna check the big key chest in
I mean,
Fortress
there's
here.
situations where I like safe scumming the left side just so that if I deduce that there's a small key on the like Minish drop down, you don't even need to kill all masters. Right?
Yeah, there's also that.
That's like that doesn't really happen with obscure spots, I guess.
Yeah, I think with Obscure you can't really do that unless you're going to
because-
double
like,
back
unless
when you
want
hit
to
the pots.
go to the pots first, but yeah, that feels weird.
I was doing those pots and was hoping that there was going to be a small key there that could have saved it, but had to be on Mazao.
Yeah.
As I was doing Fortress, I was thinking, dude, I should have just done this first instead of doing everything else, and then I literally have the Ocarina. This is the whole point. You just save Scum and go and check other things if you don't feel like bailing out of Fortress immediately.
Which
Because you would have
would other
immediately
things
gone
have
to
in-
town.
Yeah, like other things. I mean, you know, there's a graveyard, a Gastra there, so you don't want to scum back, right?
Yeah, that was another
Yeah.
thing as well.
So, but still, yeah, just having gone to Fortress first would have very much paid off the seed.
The whole point of not doing Fortress first was that I could do other things, possibly get Go mode from other places, and then Go mode Fortress. It was kind of half greed,
I mean, yeah, like
and
Yeah,
if the graveyard key was on Octo, it would have worked, right?
yeah,
I was definitely, like when I entered Caster, I was actually thinking the exact same thing. Like I could just do Caster and leave Fortress until later. And then just said, no, I need to do
Why
Fortress.
not do Fortress and leave Caster until
do
later?
Fortress and good. That was the other idea, is to leave leave Minish Caster till later. But
I mean, I'm not even talking about Minish Caster. Like, you had the Kinstones when entering Caster. Why even
Yeah.
do it?
true. But
because
my
Nimbus,
Force Sword's gonna be out back there.
yeah, Nimbus rolled the seed. I thought it was going to be a Revenge Force Sword on hiking.
Yeah, I had to get the sword on hiking
Nah,
first.
it's a new bandlist. Nimbus is scared. But yeah, you did already draft your settings for the second seed of this best of 3 series, right? Tell us about that, will you?
Oh god, why did I do that?
One of us will find one of the two canes that's not on Octo in the first 10 minutes, and the other one will find it after an hour and a half.
So, I hope you realize that there's some of the fusion checks that still get shuffled in with closed fusions, but only can have junk, which in Plentiful can mean duplicate items.
Yeah.
Hooray.
They're the fusion items that
Like everything
have
that's a Harpy's
something.
Quiver or something like that in vanilla.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Bellari's second check, but you can't actually get that. What else? Yeah, like, there's some of those. And some of them you can even access.
Beanstalks.
Yeah.
The
Can you get to Beanstalks?
yeah, you can get to beanstalks. And
From
out of
Oh.
bounds positions. And you can wrong warp between beanstalks to go between the things that are there. All the beanstalks have something, because, you know, heart pieces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Westmid stinging checks are not part of the ones that are randomized numbers.
No, because they're rupees.
Like, yes, you can
and-
access them, but they are not randomized. So they won't actually have duplicate
Things.
plentiful items.
I predict the next race to be about 2 hours shorter. Or at least for the winner.
All right.
Yeah, that seems about right.
yeah.
Like, the number of checks to consider is cut down a lot, and you have a fire rod, and it's plentiful, and it's open DHC.
You know, just a few things to speed it up, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the
I hope you
plentiful
like-
open DHC, like, no fire rod match was over in an hour. As in, both players finished this over an hour. Now add fire rods.
I think this time with plentiful and fire, like,
Plentiful fire rod close fusions is really interesting. Like, close fusions makes that new, right? We haven't had
last year we had a fire rod which was basically this, but with open fusions. And I believe I did that in 40 minutes. The fire rod, see, that was around this time last year. We had-
Yeah,
I can't remember.
we've
that.
done fast
been
fire
way too long.
rods.
It was plentiful, no logic.
Oh, right. But yeah, we do have logic in this version of the fire rod, so it's...
In theory.
It will be
It
beautiful.
might not make sense, but
No, it's like yes, you can make it not make sense by going out of logic, finding the duplicates,
That's
and
what I'm
not
expecting to
realizing when you
do.
find the indirect sword that shows up as nothing, right? But there is logic to guide you if you pay attention to it. How much are you
Yeah.
planning on paying attention to that, if you want to share?
Not at all.
you know, I might a little, but it's definitely not going to change much.
Okay.
I think I thought I was going to pay attention to logic in the round 6 seeds, and then I just didn't anyway, so
I think with glitches you do have to, but with Fire Rod I don't think you have to. And with Fire Rod it will just like exponentially explode out of control. With
yeah.
especially the way I route it, there is no
There's
logic
no
that
same
could.
way to duplicate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine there would be.
But yeah, with that, unless you have any final comments. Let me find out if the MMR race in ZSR 3 is still going. If so, we will wait over there. But yeah, I do want to thank our trackers, Nimbus and Tomatach, for making sure that we actually knew what was going on. And Hendris and I were definitely not paying attention at some of that.
Yes.
And yeah, GG's to both runners. Looking forward to Game 2, which has not been scheduled yet. Seems like MMR on ZSR3 is still going, so we will send you over there. And thank you for watching.
See ya.
See ya.